Well, those are the panels, and I'm inside my truck. Nobody stole anything. My trailer is behind me, and I'm back. I'm back in Canada, and I have to say that the weather deteriorated. Same way it did in New York. So I went there Friday, right? So I spent 3 nights: Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So Saturday it started drizzling when I was taking that bus tour, but Sunday, as you saw in the video, the weather really got bad. It was pretty much raining all day, and I got lucky on that boat. I really enjoyed that boat, except there was not enough light, and I wanted to take this new monopod, but I decided against it because I was not sure, if they would even allow it. Like, I know for sure tripods are, some places like museums and stuff like that, they only allow monopods, and like, say, sports games, and that boat actually was pretty steady. So I don't know, but there was too many people. It was very crowded. People were crowding, over each other to get the good view, and it was raining. So then I discovered that the back of the boat actually was protected. You can stand on a kind of like a canopy, but still, when the boat was turning, and so it was very dark, but I still think the pictures, came out pretty good. So I'm going to upload them today to my Alamy and my gallery. Maybe somebody will be interested in buying them. Some of them are pretty good, if I do say so myself. And so Monday, I checked out of the hotel. I walked 2 blocks to the garage, where to the parking garage, right? It was 39th Street and 9th Avenue, just like 2 blocks from my hotel. The guy brought out the Mustang. I checked it, no damage. I gave him a $10 tip. So parking was $135 US for 3 nights, but I wouldn't want to drive my car there like anyway, so I was only interested in walking. And the way people drive, just getting out took me like probably an hour. People cut you off, they angle between you and the vehicle in front of you, they push you out of your lane, like super aggressive drivers, with no respect for others, like a bus would cut between me and the guy in front of me and just angle his bumper in front of my vehicle, and basically, like, they're playing this game, like somebody said, who values their vehicle more, and of course the guy in the bus, like some ugly bus, all rusted, in my less than 1-year-old Mustang, and of course he wins, But anyway, so yesterday I drove from 9:30. It's so fast in the car, like no comparison between the trucks. So from 9:30, it took me with a couple of stops. I stopped to Denny's in Milford, Pennsylvania, exit 219. I stopped there to get some food and get gas. I think I only made 1 stop, and then I crossed the border, and I decided to stay in the hotel in Niagara Falls, because they called me. They said the truck was ready. I think they called me Saturday. I think, like, it took them only 2 days, but I said I'll come Tuesday, because then I didn't want to drive the truck so soon after the vacation, I love driving that Mustang, and that's why we're doing this video. So an update, right? So I just picked up this truck. So I paid Canadian funds $2,333.56, $2,333.56. So what they did is they removed the panels and they straightened the bumper a little bit. Hold on, I must have the holes in the front. The bumper isn't available. He would like to removed hood fender skirts as per customer, wrapped in protective plastic and put in a box with the hardware. Use the jack to bend the bumper back straight. Oh, okay. See, that's what it. Okay, then I asked him to replace the air dryer. filter supplied by me. Okay, then they replaced the air filter. Engine air filter was getting dirty. And then there was those bunch of tasks that I asked him to do, that Schedule B. See drivetrain group, like axles, you see like all this stuff. And of course, see they charge me like this one, right? Change that, check that, they charge $79, you know. Check this, they charge me $110, $47, you know. But you want to do this, you know, because then if my truck breaks down, I lose a lot of money. I can lose like $10,000-$20,000, you know, if I miss a load that pays good money. And I always joke that, you know, this is not real dollars, it's only Canadian dollars. So the lady at the truck service like that. She shows me this, and she's like doing like this, you know, like basically, sorry it's so much. And I said, no, don't worry about it. It's Canadian dollars. Oh yeah, and I asked him, the cool thing is, I asked him to ask comments if they can sell me a tune to increase the torque, right? And it says here, customer requests quote to increase torque. Call comments for price on upgrade, right? And the guy says here, hooked up to Insight, which I guess is the website. Check the data plate for this unit. The engine has 605 horsepower and 2,050 pounds of torque. Called Cummins tech support and inquired for more horsepower and torque. They said that he is already at the maximum horse and torque. Task complete. So the good news is that, you see, it's $268 tax, right? So I'm getting that back. So basically, I'm getting that back from the government. So all I paid after I get the tax back is $2,065.10. See? So they charge us tax because it's business expense. All sales tax is recoverable. Okay, now I don't want to truck until Friday because Thursday I have an appointment with the IRP office, which is International Registration Plan. So my cap card or my plate expires at the end of September, and it's very important to get the new registration, like, or my old one renewed. And they already sent me the the invoice, how much money I owe them. And last year was expensive because I didn't have my own miles, right? So they were going by generic average miles per each province and each state. And this time they asked me for a data, like show them my real mileage, you know, my real kilometers, where I went. And so now I found that my fee is probably $1,000 cheaper, you know, like $750 US, I think. But again, I gotta get them US dollars and Canadian dollars because they spread this among all these states and provinces, members of this IRP plan, right? Because my plate works anywhere in US and Canada. So pretty much. So I got the appointment for Thursday morning. So I'm gonna do that, and then I can start trucking. But also I didn't call the top place. I have to pick up my tarps. And the second one, oh, look at this. The guy's unloading a container. That's a cool setup, right? They have these like a platform. Basically, see what's he dropped the container to the ground, and now he's driving from under it. And he has to be fast, I think, otherwise the container will just smack him on the head. But it's kind of like, the setup is kind of like a garbage truck. You know, the garbage, when they have these containers, they can drop on the ground. And so, yeah, he dropped the end of the container, of that green container, is now resting on the ground. You see, and he just lifts his deck that has 2 hydraulic cylinders. And he just, I hope he doesn't hit that other container. And that's a cabo. I think it's either Peterbilt or Mack. They all look the same. All right, and you see now the container is on the ground. Job well done, boyo. Oh, wait a second. That's which one is? Yeah, that was because I don't want you guys to stare again at my nose or something, right? Like you always. Oh, and I bought. You see, guys, how do you like my new hat? I wanted to buy a hat because this is the warmest garment I had when I was in New York, and it started raining, and the temperature dropped from like 85 to 60 degrees F. It was cold, so I remember this, that I had this one. I brought this with me. I didn't bring any jacket, and I didn't bring any hats, and I had no umbrellas. I didn't want to spend money on umbrellas, so when it started raining, I figured I want to buy a hat, you know, because that's the sensitive area of your body, right, when it's cold. And stopped by a couple of places, and they all sell these crazy I love New York hats that you don't want to wear, because then people will know for sure that you're an idiot tourist. And so finally I found some booth on the sidewalk, and this Indian fella, very nice, and he has a bunch of these, and I said, do you have any unmarked hats? And he showed me a bunch. They were like nice colors, green, blue, and I like this one, like very nice hat, you know, except I don't like it that it doesn't have, well, like the clasp in here, but it holds so far $10, like all the other places where they sell this NYC tourist stuff. It's like the guy says $29 US. I said, oh, one guy didn't even want me to go inside, you know, like he blocks the when he sees my backpack, right, and he thinks I'm gonna steal all his baseball hats. And I asked him, I said, do you have any hats that don't have any markings on them? No. And I said, can I look? I don't have any. And he just blocks the entrance, you know. Some Middle Eastern guy, like I guess they're afraid, you know, too much crime over there. Oh, and one more thing was, last week, right, I stopped by that Fleet Image place, and I told them what I want to do. I want to add some signage. I guess we can go, right? And then I'll show you the new look outside without the panels. And so, yeah, I told the guy that I want to add some lines, you know, and some stuff to make the truck more appealing, less boring. And so you guys are in for a treat. So the truck will look a bit much nicer. But I'm not changing the sides. Like whatever I have now, it remains, except that I will add some shapes and some lines, you know. But I talked to the guy, to the designer, last week, and he said that they're very busy, and so I called him now when I was driving in my Mustang using the hands-free mode, because my car has a Bluetooth system, right? And my truck actually has the same thing here, but it's so noisy. I think where the microphone is. I don't think I even used it in this Kenworth. But I know all these trucks, they have this now, right? So you can hook up your... oh, here. You can hook up your telephone, your cell phone, to the Bluetooth, and but that's the mic, so it's very far away. See, like here, when you're driving and it's so loud inside that you have to shout all the time, you know? People cannot hear me. But in the car, I love using it in the car. It's, you know, in the car it's so much quieter, right? And you just can talk on a normal level of, you know, volume. And plus in the car I have all the controls here. You know, I can click dial, I can send a command, let's say dial this number, right? And I have like cruise control, and you know, it was, I could have gotten that on this truck, right? Except that the salesman forgot to tell me that there was an option like that, because I thought it was by default, if you remember, right? And then I got this, and the guy said, I said, why there's no controls on the steering wheel? Oh, it was an option. Now you're telling me, right? But so yeah, so I call him, and the guy says no, they're too busy. He didn't do any samples yet, because of course, you know, I want to go there, because he took pictures of my truck, and they have this cool design, cool software where he can show you, you get a pretty accurate idea how the signs will look on your truck, you know, on the computer. He shows you basically a picture of your truck with the new signs, you know. And so far they were too busy, they didn't do anything. So I said, you think you might have time before Friday? Because I want to find a load for Friday. So Thursday I'm gonna do the cap card, and hopefully Thursday I'll pick up my tarps. They shouldn't take that long, but I'll do everything together when I hook up to my trailer. I still didn't hook up. And then now I posted my truck as available, so I wanna get a load for Friday. Which actually never is a good idea, because most of my loads are oversized, right? And then let's say Michigan, there's no driving on weekends, but you know, at least you get loaded, then you can start trucking Monday. I don't care. But that's the plan, and so the guy says he does not know if he'll have time, right? And you saw all the purchases I did in New York, and my favorite one is that shoulder thing for the GoPro. I love that. But of course I cannot use it when loading, unloading, but it's good for like photography, you know, walk around. I'm gonna use it now all the time. Okay, let's go, and I'll show you the new look of the truck with no panels. Yeah, I don't want to deal with these hoses today. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. See, I put the trailer on blocks like this, so it'll be relatively easy to hook up. And my axle is over there. I didn't put it down. All right, welcome to the new look. So now my truck looks like a T800. And actually from the front, you don't see much of a difference, you know, because the wheels stick out, right? So I don't think too much dirt will be flying in, you know. But that's what you guys have, right? So now I'm telling you, it looks like T800 now. So maybe now the engine will be running a bit cooler, you know. Yeah, this is the one that was damaged, right? I still have that one. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep them. Maybe I'll throw them out. And that's what they did, right? Over here there was a little wave. It's still there, but not as bad as before. So he did straighten it out a little bit. And I wanted to get a new one. Like the wraparound style, but they couldn't find it, right? So maybe that's what I'll do later. I can buy a bumper that has this spot already, like all single piece covers this. I'm just curious to see how bad it'll be in winter when they say the dirt flies in. But I don't know, like with these big tires I don't see any issues. I think the truck looks pretty cool, you know. So it's open, who cares, you know? So that's what we have now. We have a combo T800/880. It's a new model. Maybe I should send this picture to comments. And actually these things are optional anyway. For some reason, well, I told the sales guy right when I was buying this, I told him that I want them because I did not like the look of the T800. But you know, when you're in the truck, you don't see this, right? All right, so that was a quick update from Canada. Like I said, back to work probably Friday, and I hope it's gonna be a cool load. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.